G'day viewers, welcome to another Magic Sunday morning after yet another massive thunderstorm. All good. This time, nothing bad happened. Well, at least not to me. We've got Roy and Michael's going to drop in later. Just let you into the chat there, Roy. Hello, Roy. How are you? Ooh, actually, I better disable some microphones in the chat or I'm going to get echo.
Yeah, you will.
Okay, I have disabled my mic in the chat, so I won't get echo anymore, so
Hey, how are you?
you'll only hear me on stream. I'm good, Roy. Hopefully you're good as well. We should have Michael just joining us as another disembodied voice shortly, based on his comment. So this morning, I've got a few new subscribers here. We have Raj Mida, DJ, and Skidmark YT. Good names. Welcome to you all. So I hope you enjoy yourselves. This morning we're having a look at West Cornwall. And lots of people are streaming this, so I'm going to stream some stuff that's a little bit different. And we're going to get into that. I have to say before we start though, Rivet are on a winner with this one. They really are. I know there's been a little bit of negative commentary, but I know it's also from the usual half a dozen wankers. They're basically complete plonkers. And that's okay. They can have their opinions, but this is a good one. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. We're going to run some things that are a little bit different. And if you haven't already watched the video from yesterday where I gave a bit of a spoiler on some Easter eggs, I'll show you some of them too. So, Sunday. Here we go. Let's get into the route and we'll have a little bit of a look. We're going to start off with the Class 150 because it's new to this particular one. And I think we might have a little bit of rain for this one because no one else streams with rain. Let's make it a bit windy. Why not? Let's make it a lot windy. What the hell? Okay, jump into the timetable. And I want to run 2A04. You're clicking a bit there, Roy. Your keyboard's as bad as mine. Okay. Ooh, that's a bit dark, isn't it? That's okay. But anyway, we're driving a BR Class 150, which is a diesel multiple unit, or DMU. And it weighs 75 tonnes. It's a massive 2 carriages, and it's a massive 42.2 yards long, which is, for those of you who like metric, guess what? It's near enough to 42 metres. And we're starting off at St Ives. So let's get our master key first. Let's get our doors open. That's good. Let's get some indicator lights on. Tail light is off on the front, which is good. Destination lights on. Markers are on, so we should have headlights and stuff already by the looks of it. Look at that, we do. Magic. And it's even going to the right place. St. Earth. Well, there you go. Look at all those people walking up gradually. Even though the train wants me to leave right now. There's people coming. But, you know, got to do what you got to do. So, let's get our doors shut. Actually, let's get into forward first. And I could enable TPWS, but to be honest, there's no point, because there isn't any on this branch, I don't think. So, let's get the doors shut, even though there's people coming. Sucks to be them. Maybe a bit of wiper. Come on, rail driver switch. There we go. My wiper switch is a bit funny on the rail driver at the moment. Brakes off. Let's have a look outside. Look at that seaside. Seaside in the rain. It's just like Melbourne. We can go watch ourselves depart. That's a good enough angle. Look at all these people that are here now. Maybe they want to get on. I'm going to open the door again just in case. Do they want to get on? No, they don't want to come with me. They know about my train driving. Let's go then. Ooh, that's a bit violent on the throttle, wasn't it? Straight up to notch 4. Just put my headphones down a tad so I don't shout at you. Now, to me, this train sounds and looks pretty good. I know there's a few people who said, oh, it doesn't sound like a 150 really does. Well, I measure it against the V-Line Sprinter, which is from the same family. And it's the same, it's not the same manufacturer, but it's almost the same design. It sounds pretty right to me. I quite like it. I actually realised this service was in the dark, but that's okay. Little tunnel. Let's have another glimpse at the sea while we can still see it. While our train cruises off before it gets to the steep bit. Now I think Rivet are really on a winner with this. Because look at that, it moves. How good's that? Looks so much better than their first attempt on the Isle of Wight Sea. The draw distance stuff still causes a bit of a drama, but that's not them, that's just unreal. But that's cool. We're continuing down the hill. I'm going to throttle off because we are approaching our 30-mile-an-hour speed limit and our first stop at Carbis Bay. This thing does brake a little bit like a pig, so we'll be gentle. Did I remember to put the lights on in the carriages? Let's have a look. Oh, they must have already been on. Sitting there in the rain, hopeful that I'm not going to crash. So if you've got this route, let me know if you're enjoying it. Because I reckon it's pretty cool. Well worth the cash. And it's nice to see Rivet progress, because their first route, Isle of Wight, was, let's just call it mediocre, let's be honest here. Had some significant issues. Their second issue, Rosa, if you were near the track, was pretty near the track, away from the track, not pretty. And it had some big functionality issues when it came out. I still don't like the way the train drives because it's just so unrealistic. But it needs, at least now works. And they have hinted on a couple of streams that they're actually going to do something about it, Rosa, which would be excellent. But this one, I think they're on a bit of a winner. So we're coming into Carbis Bay. Uber slowly, and I'm going to pull up early because I like that. Let's just jump out here. No, do I open the window? That's right, we can't open that door, we've got to go through here. There's our passenger compartment. Hello passenger, welcome aboard. Sorry I got in your way. Look at that, you just come in and vanish, and then you end up in a chair. That's clever. Look, there's another one, and another one. It's funny to watch them just pop in like that. And even though in this version of the game we have all these variations in our clothes, we still don't have much variation in the faces. That would be cool if we got some variation in faces. Welcome aboard, come on in, come on in, come on in. Don't mind me, I'm actually going to leave. Because, map. And, is that a blue trolley? Yeah, it's a blue trolley. Put bags on blue trolleys. No, on orange trolleys though. And of course, because it's Rivet and we're by the seaside, in the rain, we get ice cream. We only get 2 of them. We're not allowed to have all 4. Isn't that sad? And map. When we get back to St Ives later, I'll show you about St Ives. More ice cream. I'm going to try this little path. We can't go up this little path. Some of the little paths in Rivet stuff you can. Is this blue? This is blue. More bags. Look at that. And the last collectible is a poster. Welcome to Penzance. That's pretty cool. I don't know if there were any further back. So we are at Carbis Bay. And it's way out, apparently. Don't know about that. Yes, I know, it's just the way off the platform. Are there any more collectibles up here? I don't think so, because I came in right at the start. Let's get back in the train. Who wants to go to St. Earth? Probably all of them. And some of them want to go to Switzerland. Oops, ran into a chair. One of the interesting things when you walk through this train is... No, I don't want to give it up. When you walk through this train is sometimes you end up standing on the seats, which is kind of funny. Alright, let's jump back in our little cab, which we left nice and secure. Brakes off, tooty thing, and away we go. You know what? Locked doors. Brakes off, tooty thing. And away we go. Second time lucky. Bit more juice. I don't know if you've noticed, but they're using the full throw, the rail driver throttle, for their notching. I haven't quite made up my mind whether I like it or not. It works. It's kind of dark out there, isn't it? That's better. Lighting on this route is fairly nice. The seaside looks good. I used the headlights. Wow! I got a reward. I'm sorry, did that sound too sarcastic? Heading now to Leland, if that's how you pronounce it. Leland? I don't know. Something. So while we're heading there, let me pop off screen. And I'll show you where it is. So basically we're heading to Leland, which is this area. Going a bit quick, naughty. It's only a 30 limit through here. Let's bring the speed down so we don't end up in space somewhere. Might be a funny video with a train rolling down a cliff, but that's not why we're here. There you go, back down to 30. I have to juggle this a bit because the gradients vary a little along here. So how's your Sunday treating you so far, Roy? Roy's probably flying a plane about now while watching this stream. He does that.
Yeah, so far so good.
That's good. The rain on the windows. It's nice. It's not new to this one. It's still nice. It looks good. Sky's nice. They've done well with the skybox.
I think you need to change the passengers a bit. You look a bit bored there.
Well, I'd be a bit bored too, heading downhill at 20 mile an hour. It's puppy Billy speed. Approaching our stop. Explore that area back there at some point. It's kind of like an abandoned carriage. Nearly there. apologise for starting this one in the dark. I didn't actually realise this service would be this dark when I picked it. When I played the one next to it, it was significantly brighter. Interestingly, there's one station that I haven't found services that actually stop at. I did ask, and apparently there are two. I just haven't found them yet. Here we are, coming into Lilith. I actually will stop at the one that we're not programmed to stop at, just so you can have a look at it. Because I think it's modelled pretty nicely. Hello, passengers. More stuff to collect, more ice creams, more posters, but we'll do that at another time. Windows are maybe
disappeared.
Windows are maybe a touch bright. That's fine. Close that, because I've learnt the hard way. They don't close by themselves. You end up driving along with the door open, which I'm sure is against the rules. Alright. Good morning, Michael, or good afternoon where you are. Sad to hear that you won't be joining, mate. Hopefully things are okay. Now this is the station that we're not actually programmed to stop at. It's called Leland Salts. So we're just stopping here. We have a green signal. I'm not going to open the doors because the passengers just get confused when I do. But what I did want to do, what did I get out of the seat for? As a dummy. I kind of guess it's called Leland Salts because of that. Looks like a big salt mine. But I don't know that for sure. Just kind of what it looks like. What if I open the doors if the passengers will get on? Let's see. Right-hand doors. That one looks like they want to. No, I think they know that there's no services program, so they don't actually get in. Pretty sure I tried that. Alright. Brakes off. We've got a green light, so we shall head off to St. Earth. St. Earth will be where we're ending this service. And then we'll be jumping in a different service, and we're going to take one of the 101s up the hill. I'm just going to bring my speed back down a bit because it's 10 mile an hour, I think, into St. Earth. And we're there. So through the junction we have to go slow. Maybe not that slow though. More rainy passengers. Let's zip around to some earth. There's a yellow light there. And we'll be coming into this platform. So let's just go and wait on the platform, shall we? I hope it's still moving. It's taken a while. We're about to get walked into. Dunk. That man kicked my camera. Anybody else starting to worry about the train at this point? It is apparently still moving. Oh, here he comes. And we're coming into the other platform. Whee! That's funny. Well done, game. You outsmarted me. We'll let our passengers get out if they want to, but we have to lock the doors straight away. But we're not actually going to, because we're going to get out and look at some earth. And if I shut the doors... Okay, we'll stop. Uh-oh, I just hit myself in the face with the door. Pretty clever. Let's have a quick look around. Some ice creams. Can't go far that way. Stuck in there. They all get off. None of them actually streamed out, but they've all disappeared, so I guess they did. Got what I think is some ballast wagons there. Called sea cows. And this is the train that they all change onto. They go down to St. Austell. Wait for him to leave, watch him go. Let's go back to my train and shut the doors, and then we'll start the next service. All right. How'd we go on that one? That'd be a medley thingy. Goodo. A little bit of speed there. That's only a bronze medal. Medals are actually a little bit harder on this one, which I have to say I don't mind. That's okay with me. So now we're going to jump in the 101. And it can pick up 101s from two places. It can pick it up from the blue pack, which was the... is it freight, I think? Whatever it was. But it picks it up from that one, or it'll pick it up from Tees Valley. So let's leave this all at normal. We don't need it to be raining this time. And we want to A05. St. Earth's Knives. Okay. We're in the 101. A little bit of setup to do. Let's just turn on the musky. We should be able to open the doors now. Let's do that. And turn on our front markers. And this is an old-fashioned train, so we now have to run up the back. Go in here. And set these ones to red. Now there's no point setting a destination blind because it doesn't have them for this line. So we can set it to something that wasn't on this line, that would be fine. Got a green signal up there to depart, and it is indeed time to go. We're 20 seconds late, but that's okay. And again, I won't bother turning on TPWS because there's no point. On some instrument lights, let's get us into forward gear and first. Now this thing's quite interesting to drive on here. We want that brake handle. Brake's coming off so we can start applying a little bit of power. Why aren't I getting power? Oh, I am. I just wasn't. Second gear now. And that's as fast as we're allowed to go, and in this loco when you're coasting you have to be in fourth gear. Now in the 30 territory. So back to third gear and we can start accelerating. Green signal. Now all of the services for the 150 are playable with the 101. And it does occasionally even substitute in on other services by itself. A little bit of braking to maintain our 30. Actually, I don't want to stop here. This is one we don't stop at, Leyland Salts. As promised, this one's a bit brighter. It's very nice looking. I think they learnt a good lesson from Arosa. They've made it harder to see things that are further away, and when you can catch a glimpse of them, they look quite nice. First stop. One of the things I like about this train is you can release the brakes a little bit. That is actually very unusual on a train. Alright, doors open. Let's just pop out and grab some collectibles, huh? Because it's daytime now so you can see them. So we have the Seaside poster. I'm not sure if they're always Penzance. I'm not sure if I've seen another one. So they have the baggage cart. Now, all of the blue ones can have bags put on them. There are also orange ones. You can't use that. Is our route map. So we're currently on, let me move over and read this. We're currently on this branch, so we're at Leland, and next stop Carver's Bay, and that's the main line down the bottom from Penzance to St Austell. It technically goes through to Paddington, but that bit's not modelled. So here's another blue cart, so we can put some bags on it. The bags are naturally branded Rivet Games. Very rude here. They just walk into you. Okay. Ice creams. I'm getting it fat. Not actually sure what this thing is. I assume it's a passenger information display, but they don't seem to be lit up anywhere on the route, so...
Ice cream.
Indeed, ice cream. And another poster for Penzance. God, you're making it hard to get to the ice cream, people. More ice cream. And we should probably go back to our train so that we can leave.
Sorry for the delay. More ice cream.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your driver is otherwise occupied collecting ice cream and putting out the bags that you people don't want to carry yourselves. Okay, let's shut out the rabble, take our seat, lock, releasing, get up into first gear and power on. Not we have to try too hard here, it is actually downhill. Into St Ives. Harbours Bay, next stop. Massive over rev there. We're fast approaching our speed limit. So at this point I'm actually going to stop using the throttle completely and just coast along. Go up in the air, you can see the seaside. First up, the sand dunes and the salt mines. That's kind of nice. Bit of water down there. A few caravans. The one thing I think this needs is you really need some people on the beach. Now, this to me looked a little unrealistic, but then I looked at it on maps, and nah, it really is like that. Why are we going so slowly, train? I thought this was downhill. Maybe it's not. Oh. 3, I think. No, 2. Thinking about it, there's an uphill bit, then it goes downhill. More. Harbours Bay. It's a Slow little railway, this one. At least this part of it. The main line's fine. But I quite like this part. In that person's driveway, it's got a big bush right in the middle of it. That must make life a little bit difficult. Didn't pay much attention to this bit of the beach, but they did do a nice job at scenarios. I'm stopping a bit early, I am. Keep rolling, little train, you're nearly there. Bay. Should really turn off those stop markers because I do kind of ignore them. A couple of people got stuck up the front there. There's a lot of them. They could actually walk to the next station. It's only just round the corner. Yes, I know, game. We'd lock the doors, but there's people still coming, so we're going to keep waiting. I think more people have gotten in that train than there are seats. That'll be an interesting bit of feedback to give. That's funny. Oh well, it's time to shut the door in their faces. Bye bye. Given it's downhill, I could just let it roll. In fact, let's do that. Let's just see how well that works. This is efficiency, this is. Nice little bridge. Where's the train going? There it is. Stay out of the grass. a little bit of an eye in the distance so we don't crash into the buffers at the end. This gives you a little bit of an idea of how nicely they've modelled everything. It's the usual trees. Pleased to say their leaves do come off in snow season. Hear the seagulls and the waves. Don't know how they'd go with more violent waves, but that's pretty good. How are we doing, train? We probably better start braking you, I think. Otherwise, we're going to crash. Still getting faster. Hiding again. After we get the train into St Ives, I will leave the doors open. You can see seagulls flying around, which is quite a nice touch. And we will go for a little walk, because we're going to look at the collectibles of St Ives. He's going a bit quick, isn't he? Let's just give him all the brakes. Still going to hit me in the face, I think. Oh no. Turned out to be okay. Alright, let's get the doors open. And let's go for a little walk. So if I shut the doors, we'll get kicked out. And returned on foot. But... So, collectibles wise, it's the knives. Blue trolleys with bags, which I've already put there. And the orange trolleys don't get anything. That's how you tell the difference. Come back up through here. We have the ubiquitous map. And get through the people. We have a poster. And I got stuck. We have ice cream. We're doing a two-fister again. I'm going to get through here. Couldn't move a little bit. Not even a little bit. Okay. Map. Now, we also have blue bag or blue trolley. Now, do you want to know the spoiler? That's the question. I think we'll do it. So we're going to cruise off down the tracks here. And most important to note, we are going over the underbridge. And because we are not a diesel multiple unit, we must not exceed 10 mile an hour while walking. Now we're going under the overbridge. And we're looking for an octopus. That octopus. So, Mr. Octopus, are you hiding anything? Is there anything down there? Can you get to the beach? Are you a liar? Let's go down to the beach. There's a nice little path. I haven't actually tried going that way. Looks like it ends. No, I don't want to give it up because then you'll kick me out. So here we go, heading down the path. Gets a bit steep here, so be careful. Don't slide. And they have modelled this quite nicely. I appreciate the seagulls. They're pretty cool. And they all seem to fly in relatively random directions, although
no one at the beach.
They do appear and disappear. Yeah, there's no one at the beach, and I suspect that's because it's England, so it's always bloody freezing. But also, they don't have any models of people that are in bathers. And of course there are sand castles. Now interestingly, this sand castle is actually a castle from a different route. And if we come up here through the picnic tables, there's a poster to collect. Now I really like that the routes are starting to get things that we can wander around on. This is cool. I would like every station to have something that we can wander around on. I would actually do away with a bit of frame rate to have this with every single one of them. It's a long distance, let's go faster. Before we go collect those ice creams up there, let's just go and look at the water on the rocks, because I think it's worth it. Because the water is really, really nice, and I'm glad they spent some effort on it. The boats actually move, by the way. If you watch the boats, they do go up and down. We might find an octopus. I haven't. And you can't actually get into the water. It won't let you, which is sad. But I think they did an awesome job with this. Just nice, gentle waves. Anyway, let's go and get some ice cream.
Or in correct terms, octopi.
Well, it's only octopi if there's more than one. Now, interestingly enough, another sandcastle. No, I don't want to give it up. More sandcastles.
Yeah, you might find more than one.
And if you try and kick the ball, you can't. You bounce over it. Now, this one's funny, because this one you try and kick the ball, and you get stuck. Come on, let me off the ball. There we go. And, of course, ice cream. And you'll notice I left them for the stream. Okay, let's go back to our train using the magic teleportation device. Boop. And close our doors so that this service ends. Because now we're going to do a different one. We are going to go back to our main menu, and we're going to go and have a look at a little pilot service, which is cool. Now this is something that Dovetail added in. So we're going to do the 8:15, so it's nice and light. So I think while the route was being worked on, when it had some issues, now this is already running by the sounds of it, which is good. Brakes off. Now, where do we want to go? Let's just have a look at our map. So we want to go out that way. All of our points set. I always end up looking at the points with my head on the side like a dog. And the signalman controls the rest of them, I think. So that'll be fine. Let's go back to the train. And we want to go into reverse. And off we go. Now I like the 08s. They're just cute. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pull the carriages off that train that has arrived in the platform there. Now interestingly, if you play that train, which you can, the AI08 comes and takes your carriages off you, which is cool. So we're heading out along the beach. We are in Penzance. That's really nicely done. So for the people who keep whining about Rivet's quality of production, go and have a look. There's still a few things that are a bit disparaging, like these rocks are kind of in straight lines. It's a little bit boring. And I guess they just plonk them there as groups, because you can't plonk them there as individual rocks, because you will have a horrible frame rate if you do that. Close enough. Alright, now we're going to go back that way. don't have a green signal yet, so let's try and talk to our signalman. That worked well. Let's just change seats while we wait so that we can see the signals. Proceed at restricted speed. Okay. Oh, he didn't just give me a shunt signal, but anyway, that's okay. So we will cruise along in the little 08. Heading into couple up to this set. That must be some horrible track. It's so bouncy. Gentle tap. There we go. Get out and go and couple them up. We have to get rid of that one. There we go. And our buffers have gone through each other. That's exciting. And then we have to go all the way down here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Get out of the way. Excuse me. All the way down here. Why? Because this loco crew is too lazy to uncouple their own set. They're just sitting in there having their lunch. Alright, here we go. Back to our little loco, all the way up here. And I think we've got a shunt signal now. I think I can see two little white lights next to that red one. You know, I came through the first time. Could just step back. Make it easier. You too. Alright, back in our little loco. Jump in. If I can find the steps, there they are. Sit there. While he's starting off, let's just make sure that the road's set. Looks pretty good. We're allowed through here because we have the two little white lights. with us, which is good. Now, if this was prototypical, that loco would actually be following us out. But I think they can't do that with their signalling system. And I would think also that we would then put the carriages back into the same platform, but I think they can't do that with their signalling system either, so... end up being a bit different. We have another little shunt signal there on our left, so we're good to go still. Love that they modelled the actual brakes. That's cool. That little one there is probably the speedometer. Little premature there. Hard time. Sand. There we go. Surprise. Late. Let's leave him here for a moment and we'll come and watch the other one come out, because he will after a little while. He is now. Where is he? No, he's basically doing nothing right now. Maybe that's why he's not going anywhere. There's no one in it. Oh well, we'll go back to our train. Let's look at the map, because I think we have to handset some points from memory. Because we're going to push back. Should we get up here somewhere? No, it does want me to push back into that platform. But I can't tell he's gone. Not really. I think we're still in hurry up and wait mode, actually. I don't think we're allowed to go anywhere just yet. Let's go back and see if he's moved yet. Maybe it wants me to go to that signal. That might be the trigger for him to move. Let's do that. Just wait for our train to pump up a little bit. Alright, let's give it a crack. Push him along towards this red signal up here. See if we're going to be allowed through it or not. No. Now. No. Here he comes. Can see him moving in the distance there. It's the wrong way. Let's go have a look. Oh no, it's not a driverless train. It's you. He's off our track now, so we might actually get a green. Not yet. No, he's still on our track. to see if our objective is still the same. We are going back into the platform by the looks of it. Last time I played this, we ended up down here somewhere. Oh, there it goes. It's just gone white. Okay. That sounded like the chat going... Ah, Mr. Newbury. Welcome, Michael, as disembodied voice number 2. Hear me in about 20 seconds. We're currently shunting at Penzance.
I made it.
You did. Excellent.
Hey, Michael.
Hello, Roy.
Hope it was just work holding you up and not anything more serious. Let me turn you guys up a bit.
No, my tire pressure sensor on one of my tires marked low.
Ah. That's tedious. And just think, if you didn't have a tyre pressure sensor, you'd just keep driving. Now we get paranoid.
Frustrating.
So our next signal is also at proceed.
Well, it wasn't really flat.
Just want to watch my speed. Get up too high. 5 mile an hour will be fine. Since I'm pushing a big heavy set into a dead-end platform with a tiny little loco. This is pretty realistic for how much you can see as you're pushing a long set. When you're shunting. Often you'll lose sight of it, the end of it completely. You just kind of have to hope. Nothing's in the way. They have to do this pilot because no one thought ahead and put in a set of points to run the loco around. So Penzance was likely designed in the era of full employment, where to do every job you had 5 people. The people in your end of the world, Michael, actually still run 3 and 5 person train crews.
In yards, yes, but on the main line, it's usually just...
So this is quite realistic. I've actually lost sight of the end of that set. Getting it back now. Now I can't really rely on that stop mark because that could be that end of the train where it's supposed to stop, or it could be where I'm meant to stop. So what I'll do is rely on when I get into the platform, because I fit in the platform before, that's when I'm going to stop. So I've already throttled off and it's starting to slow down by itself now. Slowly dropping, which is fine. And this gives you a pretty good experience of what shunting's like. I should actually be able to push it in further than where I was on the platform because there's no loco in front of it anymore. I'm coming into the flat bit now. Almost up to where I need to be. Stop when I get past this light pole and we'll see if that's enough. Inside the departure signal, and there's probably enough room for a loco here, so let's say that's enough and we'll see what the game says. Game says no. It's probably got wheel spin at the moment now. We're starting to move again. No, we do have a bit to go, don't we? We can go back a whole couple of car lengths. So we shall. So we shall go down to that light pole. Watch that way. See how this goes. Because if I smack it into the buffers at the end, it'll go, nah, game over. And you might have someone else who's watching you do this and giving you calls on the radio, or you might not. I'm almost at that pole. So let's see what the game says now. That's enough. Now let's see how close we were. I could have got another one in there. Alright, let's take this one off. Did I put a marker light? Did I just fall off the platform? I did. That's clever. I didn't actually uncouple. I put a marker light on, didn't I? Let's put a marker light on over there. I can't, I'm too far away from it. What about this side? Do you want one here? Can I put one here? Can. Marker light on. Whatever. Did you end up buying this one, Michael? Yellow light to come out. Something I noticed about this loco when we were, just before you joined, Michael, is they've actually modelled the brakes. Look, they work. How cool is that?
I missed that.
I'd never noticed it before.
That is amazing.
Oh, I'm impressed they modelled this. Oi! Where did I go? It's one of the finicky ones. Let's go another 14 then. Some of the stops are very finicky.
You're getting distracted.
Never. Yellow light. Now, this time I probably will have to set some points manually unless I'm going back where I was. Alright. Away we go then. This will finish the pilot manoeuvre, and welcome to the new viewers that have just turned up. This will finish the pilot manoeuvre for this little one. And then we're going to go off and do a freight scenario. Looks like we've got time for that. There's a photo walk today, Roy, at Morty Alec, if you want to come. That's where I'm going after this stream. Tintin will be there. As in Tintin La, not Tintin the YouTube stream.
Are you doing one of your photo shoots?
Doing a photo walk. After that, some people are coming to this one. Since we're allowed outside again, yay!
Photo walk, yeah. I've already made plans for 3 o'clock today, so maybe let us know about the next one in advance of this, please.
It's not far from you, Roy. We finished by 3. Won't be a long one today. And that's it for that service. And I only spared a little bit. I didn't actually think that loco could go more than 15 mile an hour, but anyway, that's okay. Well, there we go. Bronze medal for that one too. It's because I was running so late, because I was too busy talking. Okay, let's go off and do one of the freight scenarios on West Cornwall now. And that'll be the last thing for today. This one's a relatively quick one, if I remember correctly. It's called Sleepy Delivery, which is kind of sad because we're delivering sleepers. So if you want to watch back later, Michael, we went up to St Ives, and then we went from St Ives and then to St Ives. We are now in Truro. We're assigned a freight service that will deliver sleepers to Burngallow. Hello, people. Move to Manual Junction. Ah, we're over there. I don't think I started on the platform last time we did this. Let me turn on objective markers and we'll never find this. Go and throw a switch and it's going to insist on me doing it the hard way. Now this station's on a slope, which makes things a bit interesting. I'll throw it to the right. I found the instructions on this one are probably a little prescriptive, but they're probably good for a new player. Back we go. Oh, that's naughty. It encourages you to cross a set of points. Down we head to our rumbling little loco. Which is producing smoke. Excellent. Just, I think it's that one, and there's another one there somewhere. There it is. Jump in the seat. Oops, set the vacuum selector. Vacuum brake goods. And we probably want some instrument lights. And we probably want some headlights, but they're English headlights, so they make no difference whatsoever. May as well not have them. And our engine's already running. There's a master key somewhere. Where's the master key? Somewhere. I mean, I'm going to cheat and choose the rail driver button. Lots of rewards getting earned here. Get this light. It does sound like my brakes are on, doesn't it? It says they're off. This one also uses the full throw of the throttle, which is, I think, an experimental thing. My brakes are on. Have I got a handbrake on, mate? No? Okay, this is it off. What about my independent brake? Ah, look at that. The handle's backwards.
Just up to the left of the turn.
Yeah. Rivet did that on a Rosa too. Come on. You can go now. What have I done? I haven't done something stupid like put it into emergency, have I? So, loco brake 0. I want throttle. The reverser maybe? See if I get throttle now. Uh-oh. We're moving backwards too. Now it's powering. What the? Okay. I don't know what was going on there. That was a bit weird. But we're back on the move again now. And going a bit quick. But as they say in the classics, that's okay. Now, because it's going to actually make me get up and do this, oops, fall on a fence there. That, by the way, is a technique to get out of the world if you ever want to. If you pull up next to a fence and jump out of your nice high loco, you escape the world, which is kind of fun. Got another one to do up here. And there's a 150 sitting in the platform now. Okay, go back to our loco. Normally I'd do that from, let's just turn this objective marker off. Normally I'd do that just from using 8 camera. But the scenario actually makes you go there. Wrong side of the fence, Bobby. Is that a 150 leaving? Yeah, it went the other way. Okay. Reverse. I'll be going forwards. Oh, because I was silly. That's why. Right then, reverse. Okay, brakes off. That's better. And naturally enough, by the rules of the railway universe, because we're shunting, it's raining. It's just how it works. I operate a little preserved railway as a second person on the diesels. And it's not the slightest bit unusual to have a not really hot 40 degrees Celsius day. And then as you approach the last station on the last service of the day, and you have to put your carriage sets away, which involves shunting, it'll rain. It's just a rule. On Wednesday I went to do my exam, and we had to move nearly every piece of rolling stock in the yard and put them into different combinations because the railway was reopening after COVID. And it started started raining as we approached the last station. And it stopped raining pretty much when the big red button was pushed on the loco to turn it off. It's just kind of how it is. Not quite enough. Perfect. Alright. Now we should be able to do this from the camera because it doesn't look like it's making me get out. But now I do. Let's get the brake on. Keep the brake on too. Now let's just check, see that stayed on vacuum brakes. That's good. Manual junction. Which one do we want? There goes that 150. Sneaking off into the darkness. Looks like we have a green light to come out as well. Just got to change some points. And we have to go up there. Okay. Back to our train. No, I see ice cream. actually kind of funny. I had some ice cream after dinner last night, and woke up this morning and I could sort of smell it in my bow. Right, off we go then. We are powering, which is good. Why are we there? Not sure why we ended up there, but we did. Now I know you're powering, why aren't you going anywhere? That doesn't sound good. Brakes are off. Oh, you know why? Because I forgot that's backwards again. That sounds better. Sure why the independent brake is backwards, it seems strange. Trainload of sleepers. Too much speed, we're going uphill. Back. I have no idea if English drivers do that, but I've always been taught to, so I will. Into the platform now. Another good example of how little you can see as a driver. It's a very reflective paint stripe, isn't it? Look at that. That's cool. I like that. pretty good. I think, interestingly enough, if I'd kept going then, let's see how much space I had. Two. Could have gone back to two more carriages, I guess. Alright, TSW2. Blink. And head back inside somewhere. There we go. Just like the brakes are on again, isn't it? Oh, look at that, we've gone back to air brake. Brake boots.
Yeah, it's sounding like it.
I have noticed sometimes it, when you couple and uncouple, it changes from whatever you were set. So that time I'll set on vacuum and it changed it to air. I've had that happen a couple of times. Probably not right. Now we're crossing over this time. Nearly there. It's power, we're not going to get there. Any signals on this side. It's interesting when you put your head out the window. Let's just go back to the chair. Maybe I should open that window and then put my head out. See, that makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay. By ourselves anyway. The brake handle does feel so small compared to a real one. I kept getting tempted to get a real one and pinch the circuitry out of the rail driver. Behind the yellow line that isn't there, please. Up, that way. Alright, we have got a green to leave the area. Shunting disc here. again, didn't stop. Might have to go back. Just get to the right stopping point. If it'll let me. No, it's going to be that finicky. Gonna have to be spot on for this one. There we go. Well, that looks red to me, so I think we better ask our mate in the box. There we go. Could we get in the cab, please? Maybe? Come on, let me in the cab. There we go. Go and pick up these wagons, as they call them. I would call them carriages or cars. It's different nomenclature everywhere in the world and often on different railways. Change ends in a moment after we couple these up. Might make it. Go. Go and couple them up and not get stuck on the bridge. We'll couple them up underneath. It's all good. And we won't. Yay! So, headlights off, wipers off, those lights off. Take you to off. Look at all those other things that changed when I did that. That's a bit weird. Okay. And brake goes to handle off. Can't quite get to with the rail driver. Have to do that. Should be the master key around somewhere. It's on the F2 button. Yep, there we go. Now before we run down the other end, what did this stay on? It went back to air brake. Go back to vacuum brake. Let's close our window so the chair doesn't get wet for later. Hello. Now, let's get that closed, get in the chair. Master key, and those lights, bring you down to release. Loco brake I still want on for a little while it pumps the train up again. Now I think this one is one of the ones that forward means the way you're facing. And Headlights did come on. They did. Oh, still got them on at the other end as well. No, tough shit. We have a green to depart. Train's passing the speed signs. We can accelerate now. Cruising, we can go in there. No. Go in there. No. Go in there. No. Stay in the chair. Tunnel. Tunnel, or did the world just end? Ah, it's a tunnel. There we go. Miles to Bungalow, or is it Bungalow? Who knows?
I've got to hand it to Rivet. They've done a great job with this route.
They have indeed. I'm very much liking it. Just, come on, let me out of the weeds. Let me out of the weeds. I'm stuck in the weeds. Now I'll go and do what I wanted to do. Perfect spot. Excuse me. Get thirsty. You're allowed out in the tunnel, but you can't see much. Yeah, this one's come up really, really well. It's definitely worth the money. Dovetail jumping in there and putting in the extra services. As long as you have, I think you need Northern Transpennine and a heavy freight pack, you'll get a whole bunch of extra services on this route. And if you...
Northern Transpennine, heavy freight.
Yep. And if you've got Tees Valley but not Northern Transpennine or heavy freight, then you will get the 101 substitute. So the 101 will come either from NTP or Tees Valley. We have to slow down a little bit. Got a 60 zone coming up. Gentle braking. Should do us. Green light. It's interesting Roy mentions distraction before. I have had the comment asking me why I call signals. It's an ingrained habit. Whenever you're getting near one, you look at it and call it, so the other person in the cab gets to also check and they agree or disagree with you.
Can agree with you.
And we have another green light. And we're staying at 60. We can put a bit of power on. So we are slowing down. And this is why we have to stay at 60. It's quite a tight turnout for that's quite a tight turnout for 60. We must be going up a very steep hill because I'm losing lots of speed. We're allowed back up to 65 now. Can't quite get to 100% with Rail Driver, so you have to use the A key for that last little bit, which is boring. Stops raining when you move fast. That's a good spot to sit. Funny little noise, the meat ending. Probably was.
Don't think so.
No, it will end in 10 minutes. What I'll try and do when it does end, we might be finished by then anyway actually, but what I'll try and do if it does end, I will quit it and try and reload the same key. burn neat because it doesn't steal your information, and it works in the browser. You don't need any software. Miles. This must be a super steep hill. Look. No? Maybe it was a super steep hill and it's not anymore. It is speeding up now. It wasn't for a while. Maybe this locomotive's just a weakling. That is also possible. Those white bushes are a bit weird. The bushes think it's snow season. Here with snow turned on, I wonder if that'd be black. Is that? I don't know. Okay. Fair enough. This is the part of the line where the angry beavers got out of the local zoo and ate all the trees. As we approach Bungalow. Initially when I saw these three little lights glowing all of the time, I thought that was a mistake, but turns out not, because when something happens they glow really bright. They're just letting you know they're there, which is fair enough. And apparently that is the way it's meant to work. Approaching our final destination for this stream. Do a little bit of shunting first, I think. Tree again, didn't I? Alright, where's the train? That was a bit weird, we were inside the engine for a moment then. 2 miles to go. Now, but I just realised I didn't turn on TPWS. apparently you're not allowed to press that button when it doesn't need to be pressed. Did you notice the fault light come on then? So, I just got a penalty brake. That'll learn me. The question is, how do you get out of a penalty brake on this loco? I don't think I've ever had to do it. Release now? Sounds like it's releasing, but it's actually not doing it.
I can't remember.
Let's try and go into emergency. That sometimes works. You can go to shut down from the rail driver. How about that? Alright. Let's go into full service. And reverse off. See what that does. This is a 37. Doesn't actually say it there. While we're just waiting for the inevitable 1 minute timer to expire. Googling for resetting TPWS in a Class 37.5 gets you lots of information about a Hyundai and a Mercedes. That's not helpful at all, Googs. Oh, let's see if we can release the brakes now. That is also a no.
Are you not driving a car?
No, I'm not. Can I just power my way out of it? No, it won't let me. HUD? It's not even turned on. Come on. Our fault light's back on. Maybe I'll turn it on and we'll see what happens. What if it's turned on in the other cab? Let's turn it off in this end. Let's go out the other end. Ah, I think I know the problem. I think it's on in this cab. Actually, let's just jump in the chair and reset it. Stand up, turn, do the change ends lever. Shouldn't need to isolate it. That may well have been a problem between the chair and the keyboard. Turn this end back on again. Sit in the chair and reset it. Now, can I release the brakes? Yes! I can release the brakes. And the fault light has gone off. Move my reverser though, why not? My reverser is stuck. Let's get my throttles on a little bit. There we go. Alright, off we go. Still got brakes. Oh, I bet you that it changed back to air brakes again. So let's just stop. Throttle off again. And let's just pop down the back once again and see if it changed back to air brakes. That would be fun. No, didn't do that. Alright, Wasn't as funny as I thought. Maybe it just hasn't charged the brakes up yet. Release. And take the loco brake off. That looks a bit better. No, we're still sitting on 34. Well, you know what? We're going to drive with the brakes on. Stuff it. It's going to be cantankerous, so let's see how much power it's actually got. Pulling against the brakes and going uphill. I like it. Make a new one. Meat for my disembodied voices. Of course, I run the risk of other people jumping in there, but that's okay. If you want to jump in there and you're watching, you can. Welcome back, Michael. Yellow signal. Power off. It's actually the independent brake that's on. Yes, good to have you back. See if Roy jumps in as well, or if anybody else does. Always can. There are a few other lurkers watching there. Almost there, even with the brakes on, when they shouldn't be. They are quite clearly off. That's okay. Not that they seem to be having much impact in the slightest, really. We have arrived at Bungalow. Starting to slow down. The hub, I don't like it. Waiting for us. Waiting for us to clear the little one. Go a little bit further, or that little 150's not going anywhere. Pop out so we can see him go. That was interesting. That 150 started to take off before the light was green. Naughty AI. Oh well. We have to set back into a siding, so let's just have a look. Has the signaler set it up for us? Looks like. Maybe yes. These are all manual. Let's just check these. That looks good. They all look good. That's unusual. Okay, let's set back. Into reverse. Just have a little bit of throttle on first. We have a white shunting light back there. Brakes are still on, but that's okay. You know they're not coming off. Don't know why. No, I don't think that other little signal is actually for me. It's just this one. That one's for that truck. I think. Interestingly enough, I think it's the loco brakes that are partly on. Very squeaky. Open the 2D map and set the manual junction appropriately. They're trying to teach us stuff. Where does it want me to go? Over there. Okay. There's that one. And that one. That one's fine. Oops. I almost missed that it actually wants me to uncouple. So we leave the carriages here and take the loco over there. Alright. They are not releasing, so let's just go and check that switch again. So I bet you it's jumped back to air brakes. Not that it should really matter with just a loco, but anyway. Yeah, it's jumped back to air brakes. So, if you're playing this, you're going to want to keep that in mind, that it jumps back to air brakes all the time. Makes me a little bit sad. Brakes are still staying half on. Can I move? No, I can't move that lever any further. Away we go. Squeal, squeal, squeal. like the three-way switch. I'm not sure if that might be the first one I've seen in the game. This almost brings us to the end. It's a good thing this almost brings us to the end because I'm in need of a nature break. Oh, that was enough. Okay, good. Brakes on. Instrument lights off. Put that handle into shut down. Now it didn't let me finish shutting it down, but that's all right. Gold medal, yay! Even though I had an issue. That's okay. I think that's actually my first gold medal on Cornwall, to be honest. The medals are a little harsher on Cornwall than they have been in previous routes, and I can't say I mind that. I actually kind of like it, because I think it's good that they're a bit harder to get. Anyway, it's been great having people on stream today. There's been, I think, 5 concurrent people, which is pretty cool. So thank you very, very much for watching. Drop it a like if you like what you're watching, and if you're not a subscriber, I would appreciate that you jump on and subscribe, because it just helps more people to see the content on the channel. And thanks a lot. Hope to see you next week. I haven't actually set what next week's stream will be just yet, but I will do that, and I will put it up on YouTube and publish it on the usual website. And we will go from there. So enjoy and see you next Sunday. I welcome any and all feedback. Feel free to comment on the video. Constructive criticism is welcome, especially if I've got something wrong. I stream every Sunday morning starting at 8:30 AM, and I also do ad hoc streams from time to time during the week. Please subscribe and click notify to avoid missing out. Subscribing helps me by helping me see what content is good and how it helps the channel grow, or doesn't, as the case may be.